Alrighty, y'all wanted to hear about the time I had to call an ambulance for a wedding guest, so here we go. Okay, so this is the venue. This is what the restaurant looks like. It looks really nice. It's supposed to be like Italian, rustic, whatever. But because of its location, Dahlonega, Georgia, which is like Appalachia, a lot of our guests do tend to be a little bit hillbilly. So on this particular day, it's New Year's Eve. So I am on the top floor doing dinner service. We were open until midnight, and then the main floor is all the wedding reception, and they had a release time at 1 a.m., I believe. So my husband knew that I was going to be off at midnight. So he actually came to the restaurant to spend some time with me because he didn't want me driving straight home after work, potentially getting in an accident with drunk drivers and stuff, so I could see him on midnight. So he came to see me. So this is what the main bar looks like. This is where a lot of the reception was being held. All of the drinks are being served at the bar. Obviously, my husband and I were kind of just hanging out in this corner after our midnight toast, and we were just kind of watching the whole thing go down. My husband also used to work here, so he's really chill with all the owners and stuff, and he's like allowed to be here with me. So out these doors is like where the dance floor is. It's like a little covered porch area, so a lot of people are out here. And then if you're looking into the bar this way, behind you would be the front doors. So the DJ calls for the send-off. So everyone comes from the dance floor through this bar to the front door so they can line up with their sparklers and everything. Everyone drops off their drinks on this bar. Apparently there had been a guest that had been cut off, and he was upset about that. So he took the opportunity while everyone abandoned their drinks here and everyone was outside with their sparklers waiting for the bride and groom to come through. This guy comes and downs everyone's wine. This is a long bar. That is a lot of strangers' wines. Like, he was just double fisting, just taking it like shots. All the wine that was left on the bar, he took it probably in 90 seconds. So my husband and I hang out for a little bit, hanging out with coworkers and stuff, and then after wedding guests started to kind of leave, we were like, well, we'll probably head out too. So remember I said these guests are kind of hillbilly? Not that there's anything wrong with hillbilly. I'm also from Dahlonega, but these are like the no manners, always ready to fight kind of hillbilly. So as my husband and I are leaving, there's a car that we have to walk past in the parking lot, and both the front doors are open. There's a woman sitting in the driver's seat just crying, screaming. There's a bunch of groomsmen standing around her, like, trying to console her. She's not listening to anybody. So my husband and I just kind of walk past, like, that's embarrassing, not our business. Anyway, just kind of divert. I look over my shoulder back at the car after we pass it, and I can see that the passenger door is open, and there's a man who no one is attending to just laid out kind of underneath the car. I point the guy out to my husband, like, should we do something about that? He's got a little medical experience, and he immediately goes over to the guy, puts his phone flashlight on the guy, and this dude has a cut on his head, and his face is red, his mouth is red, his whole front of his body is red, and he's non-responsive, and I'm thinking this dude is covered in blood, like dead. As soon as my husband lays eyes on this dude and sees all the red all over his body, he tells me to call 911. So I have to do a part 2, sorry.